The best way to avoid like items not received cases is to open up a messaging channel with the buyer before the item ships out. So this is going to be annoying, but the best way to do it is send a personalized message to the buyer that, hey, thanks so much for buying this. If you have any problems, like just let me know. My advice to you would be actually to hold off on other accounts until this is done, because you might run into like cash flow issues if it keeps continuing down the line, right? So Jonathan, let me jump to you, man. How you doing, bro?
Yes, Sammy, what's up? What is up, man? Good to see you. Glad everyone's well. So yeah, I got like 5.5K in holds now. So eBay 2 is gonna get restricted on July 28th, and
Ah,
stuff still has it's arrived at the Secretary of Wyoming's office, but it's gonna be a couple weeks before it gets updated, I believe. And then I sent them a form so I get the amendment back, and it should change the address online, and I'm just gonna call them, double check everything. But that's what's
nice.
going on there. So just again, I'm gonna make sure all the orders are shipped out by then, but it's just gonna be restricted, but I'll still be able to like message people and stuff. I just won't be able to sell anything.
This is like the true test of business. If you can manage your cash flow when it gets tight,
Yep,
you
it's
know what I
definitely
mean?
tight right now. Yeah, as a young person, yeah.
But if you
uh,
can manage it, right, like that's how you really get like the skill of being resourceful.
this is like my below standard, yeah, my below standard experience. Like when
Right,
someone's below standard, then they come back from that. So yeah.
right. So,
Um,
so Jonathan, let me
eBay,
know if you have any questions, yeah?
yeah, so I'll keep updating you. eBay 3, I was able to get the passport up by fixing the address, like I said earlier. So that gets pushed
Nice.
to August 8th. So we got a lot more time there. And then, yeah, so eBay 1 got marked as high item not received request. I'm getting a lot of returns in cases for like, ordered by mistake and stuff like that. So I was just
Right.
wondering if what other people's experiences are with that.
So I spoke to Kleko about this, and he had something similar happen to him, right?
Yeah.
And we came to the conclusion that the best way to avoid like items not received cases is to open up a messaging channel with the buyer before the item ships out. So this is going to be annoying, but the best way to do it is send a personalized message to the buyer that, hey, thanks so much for buying this. If you have any problems, like just let me know. So that way they feel more inclined to send you a message before they go ahead and request it with eBay.
That's very smart. We do send messages out though. Like,
Right, but they're
your
not
orders
hyper personalized.
hyper personalized. So how would I do that? Just like with ChatGPT,
ChatGPT. Yeah.
say like,
Um,
thank you so much for supporting my small family business, and it's a little okay.
right.
Yeah.
So like the solution, and then Kleko actually applied it. Is Kleko here today? No. But so he applied
I
it.
can just DM him, yeah.
Yeah, he applied it and he told me that his INRs like dropped after he started doing that.
Well, I'm glad to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah,
All
so
right, cool. So
that's one way to tackle it, yeah?
awesome. I'll go ahead and do that then. So yeah, I mean, besides for that, I liked hearing what Farouk was saying about the S corps because I'm just planning out how I'm going to do that. But for now, I'm kind of just sitting on my hands. I'm waiting to figure out this Wyoming address situation with the principal office address.
Right.
Fingers crossed. I'm hoping everything turns out okay, and there's no like issues on their side with getting it processed. My assumption is when I send in that form and pay them all that money, like they're going to change the address online, and then that's what eBay is going to check, and I'll just make the address match.
Right.
So
Exactly,
unless
yeah.
there's any other advice you have for me, I'm just kind of waiting. I might open up one more eBay. I'm warming up 3 other eBays, so I have 6 eBays. And 2 are at like the 6K rev, and they're piling it on, bro. Like eBay 3 is doing really freaking good right now. And it's about to get restricted. So yeah.
Right. My advice to you would be actually to hold off on other accounts until this is done.
Yeah.
Because you might run into like cash flow issues if it keeps continuing down the line, right? And
That's
that's
what
gonna
I'm
put
saying. Yeah, because
that's
Naveen, obviously wants me to push for, and I was telling him like I'm sorry, but like I can't because I wanted to open up like another 10. I already have another LLC ready, but if we have flaws with it, I don't want to use it to open more accounts right now. So
right.
I,
Like you gotta consider the cash flow. Like I think if I were you, what I would do would be just like with Farouk that just hop on the Poshmark for like the time being to
I was
kind of
about
just
to say it'd be a great time to start like Facebook Marketplace or Poshmark or some other channel as well to get some income. Yeah.
right, exactly. Just kind of like have more money coming in and then Like you can use those
Oh,
funds to kind of rotate. Yeah.
all right,
And,
cool, man.
and
So, yeah.
Sammy, wouldn't you suggest him to Jonathan? I think you should at least warm up the account, have it, warmed up. That way it's like even more aged by the time you're actually ready to like start
Yeah,
learning.
yeah. So I'll create it, but I'm just like not gonna list anything after I sell the book because I don't want to start getting a shitload of sales. So
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
that's a good idea, but there's like monthly costs for
that's a good point. That adds up.
like to maintain the operation too, which I guess is not much with the phone bill. But for me personally, what I would have done would have been just to wait until this is finished because I think that like he's sitting at 5 right now, and I think 5 is like an incredible amount.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
five eBay accounts, right? That's a good start for me. Yeah. I got
Right.
five with LLC, one with my dad's ID, so that's what I got right now.
Right. I would even like say to like operate all 5 like perfectly and then move on to the next stage because even 5 is a lot, man. Because Jonathan, I don't think you started you getting VAs and stuff yet, yeah?
No, I got VAs. I got Naveen and we got our first VA. So he's gonna be
Naveen is not really a VA though. He's like a partner.
Yeah, he's my partner. He's gonna help me scale, basically.
Right. I trust the dude, but I would tell you that it's not the same as having employees.
Yeah, it's sort of a time saving thing because I still put most of my time into Shopify. So I'm just trying to figure out how to best manage everything. But I think I'm calling him every day. So I've gotten to know him pretty well. So
Gotcha. Yeah. So my advice to you would be like probably like finish like these 5 eBay before you continue. I get where Farouk is coming from continuing down. Just warm up the other accounts, but I think there's an element of like a human element to all of this to not get overwhelmed either.
I think I know the sweet spot. Yeah, so I know where to hold up. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, just I'll keep waiting for Wyoming to update this stuff, and I'll come back to you next week. eBay 2 will be restricted, so that's going to be the update then. Only other thing is I got my tethering set up for Amazon 11 to 15, and I noticed I got a T-Mobile Business Select plan. Is that a good plan? Because I noticed the IP is changing, but I think that's normal.
It's normal.
All right, sick. Cool. I'll just get started then, and I'll start warming up those.
All right, soun's good. So Jonathan, go ahead.
Do you have any other recommendations for the VA? Because I'd love to hear. Because I don't mean to shut you off with that. Like I got to set up with Naveen right now, but like I know all the VAs.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm not saying the VA is right for you yet. I mean, it is if you can maintain. I think it is. Like my opinion is 5 accounts. You really got to start building up your team, right? Because this business is actually impossible to scale without VAs.
Yeah, so you told me I remember you telling me like to get Naveen's family involved. So we got, his friends and his family who are going to come and help. We got a whole setup ready for how that's going to work.
Right, but I personally would feel uncomfortable with Naveen. Naveen is like the perfect client for Naveen is actually not you, because you're actually a flight risk. You know what I mean? Like you can actually operate all this by yourself. So like there's always going to be, and I know Naveen probably knows that as well. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it's like he probably would give more attention to like somebody who is not going to be a flight risk, right? Do you get what I mean?
Should I potentially tell him to like, not work with other people? Because he has other people, but the idea with me is I was the guy who was going to, scale up like crazy and he wanted someone like that.
You're going to put him in an uncomfortable position to even like lie to you or something, right? This is kind of like business. And I think at this point, you can tell Naveen is like incredibly ambitious. Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he is like the type of guy that'll actually make $1 million.
No, that's why he wanted to work with me. We talked about it. It's because he wanted to work with someone that's more ambitious, and I really like that. So, if there's any red flags, you can tell me, but that's just what I was thinking. And the unique situation for me is I don't have a lot of time. So,
Right, true. So my recommendation would be like maybe not today, but you should probably like let Naveen manage 5, but like have like a separate operation with a team of your own.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
So that way you still like stay in contact with Naveen and like you ride his wave as well, but at the same time, like your next 5 or something after that, like it's kind of under your supervision.
Okay. And again, can you just tell me the distinction? I'm sorry to be a stickler on that, but like what is like the true difference that like I'm the supervisor instead of him, or like because like I still look over everyone, but I don't know.
Right. Well, the difference is, like, in my opinion, Naveen is an agency, right? And
Yeah.
an agency you can't rely on the same way as you can with someone whose life depends on their salary.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like it has nothing to do with him or his personality. It's just I would rather get the guy who like is eternally grateful that you're saving him,
Yeah.
right?
I get you. I get you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll think about this stuff and maybe I'll talk to him about it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All
Thank you,
right.
man.
No worries.